Going on, fam? Hope everybody is doing fantastic out there. So today we have some American-made goodness for you guys. Got some zero tolerance for you coming in today. This is the Factory Special Series. So these guys are always a little more on the premium side, a little more on the expensive side. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump straight on into it. As you guys have already seen in the thumbnail and in the title and all that good stuff, we are taking a look at the 0308 CF. So this one does have skiffs installed. If you guys want to know the skiff bearing sizes, there they are. So there is going to be a slight difference in this one, but nothing too crazy. This is a big boy. This is a nice size blade. Just an absolute beast of a knife. So we'll jump right on into this guy. Now, one thing I will talk about here on this thing is, number one, I'll start off with the price tag. So these guys are running right around 420 bucks. M390 steel, if I remember correctly. Yes, M390 steel. And they do have some pretty interesting stuff here. They're kind of made to be, like I said, they're built like a tank. They're made to be a kind of a used and abused knife. So this one is almost too big for me to have my usual zoom in. So here on the show side scale, got the carbon fiber. So it is extremely milled carbon fiber, almost like a gator skin texture here on this. Your screws are flush. You got a really beefy pivot there. Lanyard hole, you do get some lefty love here. It is not an inset clip though, but you do have the reversible clip. Open pillar construction, again, kind of goes towards that overbuilt type of knife here, so you want to be able to clean it out really easily. So that's what allows you to do that. On the back side here, on the clip side, or the lock side, you do have titanium, has the same texturing done. Same really nice flush screws. You do not have a deep carry pocket clip because this knife is meant to grab and yank out of your pocket. But you do have a really nice beefy lock bar insert, and your your pivot is actually made to adjust with a 1/2 inch wrench. So yeah, pretty nice there. Kind of some different adjustment on that. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the blade here. We have a chunky blade. Very, very chunky, very nice satin blade, M390 blade. You've got your zero tolerance logos, really nice flat grind. There is your model number, serial number, and everything here. Got a drop point with a swedge and a little bit of a poon there. Your blade grind, your sharpening grind looks fantastic on this knife. Everything looks symmetrical. Got a decent little sharpening choil. It's not the best in the world, but it's there. You got it. Pretty thick blade stock with some pretty functional jimping there. Could be better, but it also could be way worse. And we'll go ahead and take a look at that blade. The tip there, again, a very, very strong tip. This guy is definitely made to put in some work. So yeah, so this one is on skiffs, so it's not 100% factory. But I have messed with these knives before, straight out of a display case, and I can tell you they are pretty dang good right out of the box. The big thing about the skiffs is it's going to give you some lateral reinforcement with a little bit of a heavier duty bearing there. It kind of gives you the ability to more finely tune that detent, more finely tune the pivot, and still retain the zero blade play. But these things are just absolutely beasts. Beautiful looking knife as well. I mean, it's not a light knife. You're talking a 7-ounce knife, 3 3/4 inch blade length, right at 9 inches overall, 8.9 inches overall. So again, this is a beefy boy, but God, listen to that thing when it rockets out of there. Just, whew, this thing is I keep saying it's a beast. Yeah, a really sweet knife in the hand. You know, especially if you have a larger hand, it's going to fit you pretty well. You know, you can see there I've got probably another another finger and a half I can put on the bottom there. You know, if you really spread out, you know, you can really spread out on it, or you can tuck up underneath that flipper. You do have a little bit of a trigger pull you can do there as well. No real hot spots. I do get a little bit right here at the lock bar, where the lock bar cutout is. That's kind of usual for me. I just kind of have to adjust my hand slightly. Frame locks will do that from time to time. But yeah, just a fun knife, lefty without the pocket clip, of course. But if you're holding it left-handed, you know, you don't have that lock bar access there, so that is a much more comfortable hold. Which is kind of funny. I get a question about this quite frequently, about being left-handed, and all of my knives are always. I never flip the clips on my knives, or I very rarely do. I do have a couple of knives that I've switched over to left-handed. But one of the big reasons is because typically I'll pull the knife out of my pocket with my right hand, and I'll switch it over to my left, and I'll use my left to cut whatever I need to do, and then switch back. And because when I'm holding the knife in my left hand, this is way more comfortable without that pocket clip digging into my hand. I'm not saying that this pocket clip digs into your hand, because it really doesn't, but when I'm holding the knife with this hand, I don't feel that pocket clip at all. Matter of fact, actually, well, I do, but this gives me a little more grip on this side because my fingers are touching it and giving it that hold there. But then I don't feel the I don't feel the lock bar access. I don't feel any of that stuff on this side, and so holding it in that left hand allows me to really get some power behind it, and not have to worry about anything like the clip and all that. But I will often give you guys perspective as holding it in the right hand, just because that's what, you know, the majority of you guys do. So anyway, yeah, with that, that's pretty much it. A really super duper quick video on a really badass overbuilt tank of a knife. Yeah, this is one that I've had on my list for quite some time. This is one that I've not purchased yet, but I would like to. It's just my worry with this guy is I'm afraid I wouldn't carry it, just because it's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse as far as what I like to carry. I'm typically in the more to the 3 to 3.5 inch range, and some lighter weight knives. But every once in a while, I do want to carry a kind of an overbuilt tank. So we'll see. We'll see if one gets in the collection. If not, then at least we'll have this video. So thanks to the Lefty Pass Around for allowing me to check this out. As always, guys, just remember, be kind, be humble, be EDC, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.